Yes, whenever you're ready.
Good morning. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, folks in attendance, and those watching at home. The June 26, 2025 proceedings of the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City will now begin. Please take this opportunity to turn off or mute all of your electronic devices. Please don't be that person whose phone goes off in the middle of the case. Every session there is at least one. Don't let it be you. Mr. Chair, we have a few preliminary matters. If you are here for a particular case, we have the docket on the door right out here. Please, if you have not already, go check to make sure your case is on that docket so that you don't waste your morning here with us. Although we're glad to see you, we don't want to waste your time. The second thing, Mr. Chair, that we're very excited to do today is we'd like to acknowledge John Chrysomalis, who some of you know has left us to go and work for the Sheriff's Department. John, if you could come up here, please.
He assures me that while they've given him a weapon, they've given him no ammunition.
One bullet, like 45.
So we miss you. We're so excited for you. You look awesome in your new uniform. Not as good as you looked in your liquor board uniform, but you are. We're really glad that you came today, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say, John, that you've done an extraordinary job, and it's been a pleasure to work with you. I've been here almost 10 years, and you really set the bar very high. I don't know if we're going to be able to find someone to replace you, but congratulations on a job really, really well done. And I want to read this certificate of recognition from the mayor. On behalf of the people of Baltimore, I'm pleased to present this certificate to John Chrysomalis in recognition of 10 years of dedicated service with the city of Baltimore. You're to be commended for your commitment to excellence and improving the lives of our residents. On behalf of the people of Baltimore, I offer my sincere thanks for your dedication and wish you many more years of success. Congratulations, Brandon Scott, Mayor, June 26, 2025. This is for you, John.
Thank you.
We wish you the best.
As the chairman said, as executive secretary of the Baltimore City, the chairman just said that the chief inspector set the bar really, really high. We're very grateful to you, John. We appreciate everything you did over the years. You did a great job. I'm going to miss you. We are, since our family at this agency, right? Our family. So present you with, this is your badge. We had you return your badge for a specific reason mounted on this plaque. And this plaque reads, John Chrysomalis, in grateful recognition of your dedicated service to the citizens of Baltimore as Chief Inspector of Baltimore City Liquor Board, 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you for indulging us. And John, I know you probably thought we weren't going to send you off properly, but we did in fact. All right, let's get on with the day. The following case has been postponed. Number 11, Nicholas Marshall, Daniel F. Parag Jr., and Erica L. Wadka, Parag and Marshall, Inc., trading as Nobles Bar and Grill, 1024 South Charles Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license. Violation of Rule 3.12 and violation of Rule 3.092 that has been postponed. The following two cases have participated in the monetary penalty in lieu of hearings program. In accordance with Section 12-2105A of the Maryland Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article and Liquor Rule 2.16, the following licensees have participated in the monetary penalty in lieu of hearings program by voluntarily admitting the violations as charged and paying the corresponding fines. First case is Misha L. Del Val Melendez and Pavel Garcia Villalobos, PPI Tavern, Inc., trading as Luxury 360 Bar and Lounge, 500 South Lehigh Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization. On March 14th, 2025, they paid a fine of $500. Second case is Vernita Jean Blackwell and Rishi Sharma, New RNJ LLC, trading as New Burgers, One Tavern, 5523 Bel Air Road. Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization on March 4th, 2025. They also paid a fine of $500. All right, moving on to today's docket. Grace Pilot Jacobson, Pusser's Landing, Canton, LLC, trading as Pusser's Landing, 2711 Boston Street. Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, amended application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service, requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Joe Woolman, Silverman Thompson, on behalf of the applicant. If it may please the board, I have an outline that I'll proffer to the board, and I have
That's fine.
copies for the members.
It will be received.
Standing behind me and to my right are the applicant, Grace Jacobson, and both Jim Lepley and Chris Townsend from Pussers.
Good morning.
And again, if it may please, Mr. Chair, I'll proffer
You
the
may.
outline
Go
this
ahead,
time. If you have
please.
any questions for my clients, certainly they're happy to answer them. I'd like to create a record for this matter, given its history. So
Okay.
if you'll indulge me for a minute or two, thank you. The licensed premises is located at 2711 Boston Street. It's an application for the transfer of a Class B liquor license initially issued pursuant to Maryland Annotated Code AB 12-1604G2. A copy of that statute is attached to the outline I provided you, incorporated by reference. The transfer application was filed on January 24th, 2025, and it will meet the approval criteria pursuant to Maryland Annotated Code 4210 and BLLC Rule 2.02. The premises is also known as Lighthouse Point. You may be familiar with it. It's on the Canton waterfront, includes the floating dock, which replaced a previously existing dock at the former Bo Brooks restaurant, as well as the former restaurant building and the iconic lighthouse down there on the waterfront in Canton. We've attached a photo to the outline that I've provided to you of the site. The applicant, Grace Jacobson, who's standing to my right, she's familiar with the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board. She pledges to abide by them. She was born in 1991 and lives in Baltimore, Maryland. The corporate applicants are Pusser's Landing Canton, LLC. It's a Maryland LLC in good standing. Ms. Jacobson is authorized to be the licensee and an owner-operator per the attached to your outline corporate resolution, which we're incorporating by reference. The operating agreement articles of organization are attached and incorporated by reference as well. Community outreach, and there's been a lot. Pussers and the Lighthouse Marina team, and we do have a representative from the Marina team here as well, has embarked upon and successfully completed a rigorous community outreach campaign comprised of over 15 hours of effort, including the following. On March 10th, 2025, a meeting was conducted with the Canton Community Association's Economic Development Committee. On March 28th, 2025, a meeting was held with community leaders from Canton, Lighthouse Landing, the Beacon, and the Moorings, which are immediate neighbors to the establishment. April 28th, 2025, an on-site meeting was held with community leaders and immediate neighbors. And on May 15th, 2025, a follow-up on-site meeting and demonstration of the outdoor speakers at the premises was held with community leaders and immediate neighbors. The team heard significant concerns regarding the floating dock portion of the premises, including live entertainment, the use and placement of outdoor speakers, and hours of operation. After postponing its transfer hearing before the board multiple times and numerous follow-up conversations and negotiations with neighbors and community leaders, the team executed a memorandum of understanding with the Canton Community Association, which is required by the state statute that created this license, and garnered letters of support from the Canton Community Association, the Beacon, and Lighthouse Landing. The MOU and the support letters are also attached to your outline. The executed memorandum of understanding includes significant concessions made by the team, including but not limited to the removal of existing outdoor speakers on the western side of the floating dock, a Sunday through Thursday outdoor closing time of 10 p.m., a Friday to Saturday outdoor closing time of 11 p.m., a 7-day per week indoor closing time of 12 a.m., and an agreement not to seek approval for live entertainment at this time. It's important to note the concessions made represent restrictions much greater than those imposed by existing memorandums of understandings for the two neighboring establishments along the Canton waterfront. A chart describing the relationship between various MOUs is also attached to your outline and incorporated by reference. Criteria to approve the application. This application does satisfy the board's criteria under 4210 as follows: the public need and desire for the license. The ability to serve alcohol as a complement to boaters and the public enhances the operator's ability to provide a unique service to the residents and visitors along the Canton waterfront. The restaurant will be a unique and highly anticipated destination for residents and visitors. The number and location of existing license holders. There are 10 other licenses in the area according to BLLC records, the closest two of which are Class BD7, and those two are referenced in the aforementioned chart. The potential effect on existing license holders for the license for which the application is made. The location of this license enhances the marina and its ability to attract customers to the area in general. The potential commonality or uniqueness of the services and products to be offered by the business of the applicant. The operators will offer unique services at a long-established venue while bringing an iconic and uniquely historic brand from Annapolis to Baltimore, and we've attached a menu that Pussers has prepared to the outline as well. Finally, the impact of the license for which application is made on the health, safety, and welfare of the community, including issues related to crime, traffic, parking, or convenience. The license will have no adverse impacts, and the operators will continue to seek the input of the surrounding businesses and residents. Any other factor the board may consider unnecessary, the operators of the premise are experienced in the industry, and staff will be TIPS certified. With that, at this time, I'll submit on the outline.
How large is staff will it be?
How large is the staff?
Right around 100 people.
Have they been hired?
We bring in about 25 or 30 people from the location in Annapolis. No,
Hold on one second. If you're going to testify, you need to be sworn in.
Gentlemen, if all of you would raise your right hands, please.
Identify yourself and state spelling name.
Chris Townsend, Chris, and then Townsend, Townsend.
Mr. Townsend, you said you had about 100 staff members, and then you started to say something else.
We have about 25 people, some management and chef that are coming with us from the location in Annapolis, and then we'll be beginning hiring hopefully in the next week to staff up and open in the middle of July.
That's what you're planning to open mid-July?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And you said they'd be tip certified, so.
Yes.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions. No questions.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Woolman?
Nothing further. Thank you, Mr.
Pretty
Chairman.
comprehensive. So, and they agree to be held to the terms of the MOU as to the
Yes.
extent they're
Yes.
enforceable? Okay. All right. Thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application, the extensive proffer from Mr. Woolman, and the exhibit which contains a number of letters of support, operating agreement, and particularly the memorandum of understanding between the owners, operators, and the Canton Community Association. On the basis of all of that, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continued outdoor table service and delivery of alcoholic beverages, all subject to the terms of the memorandum of understanding to the extent those terms are enforceable by law. Commissioners?
Yes, based on material and testimony provided with the MOU, I vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership with the continuation of outdoor table service and the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the proffer made by council, the application, the minute application that was put in, also the exhibits, the testimony given today, and the MOU, I also vote to approve this amended application for the transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with the continuation of outdoor table service and delivery of alcoholic beverages, subject to the MOU as enforceable by law.
Ms. Russell?
Exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, hearing outline.
All right. Thank you, and good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Anjali Patel, Indrani Liquor Inc., trading as Indrani Discount Liquors, 4159 Patterson Ave, Class A, beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Mr. Hurdle?
Good afternoon. Well, good morning, and my apologies. I'm not sure if we have a designated podium yet.
Doesn't matter. You
Hearing.
just stay there.
I would like to proceed by proffer with Ms. Patel next, who's standing to my left.
Did you identify yourself for the record?
Abraham Hurd on behalf of Indrani Liquor. And I just wanted to apologize to the board. I didn't create the names for the company. I think the trade name, the previous corporate name, and the new corporate name are all very, very similar, and it's been awesome for us
Looks
in the
like
process of drafting the contract.
One Andrani has an A and one Andreni has an E.
Correct. And then there's like an Adrini with an I. It's been a thing.
Okay.
Let me just say thank you, Mr. Hurdle.
Yeah, I'm
Looking
sure you guys
forward
appreciate
to
it too. Absolutely, yeah. It's been great for us with the bank. It's been great. To proceed forward, this is an in-location transfer of an existing liquor store. It's located in a small plaza at 4159 Patterson. It's a little strip center. My understanding is the operations are going to be functionally the same. We did submit a updated floor plan, which I do believe is, again, effectively the same as the current location. It's just a rectangular space, 4,000 or 5,000 square feet, and there's nothing particularly that stands out in my mind about the location in terms of for this transfer. Ms. Anjali has 3 years of experience working at a liquor store. I've spoken to her about the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board. She's familiar with them. She's familiar with the requirements to buy from wholesalers. They're looking to get a card scanner at this location, which is something they do not have in place currently. My understanding is they plan to train everybody who works there in alcohol awareness certification. And I believe the hours are going to be from, I did write it down, excuse me. 8 to 10 during the regular day until 11 on Fridays and Saturdays. Is the location, is the goal.
Okay. Anything further?
Not at this time.
Commissioners have any questions?
Yes, the liquor store that she worked at, was that 2527 Washington?
It was Bernie's, and she still
Bernie's.
works there today
Bernie's.
because this location has not opened under their management. Correct.
Okay, as long as they operate like they do at Bernie's. they
Very
should-
successful over there.
And when will this open?
We're hoping to have it, we're trying to get our inspections done at the moment. We've had some issues with the use permit, which did transfer over, but they're not letting us schedule under it. It's been a challenge. We're going to refile for a use permit. We anticipate closing on the transaction in the next week or two, and they'll be under a management agreement at that time. I anticipate we'll have the license within a month.
I don't.
And it is open and operating, just to be clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Hurdle. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from counsel and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material testimony provided today, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Based on the application materials properly made by council and any testimony that was given today, also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership, this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right. Thank you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Brianna Norwood and Vernon B. Norwood Jr., the Norwood Effect, Inc., turning as Peppa Flame Bar and Grill, 1401 East Clement Street, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-2202. Is Mr. Fogelman out there?
Good morning.
Morning.
Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the landlord here. It's nice to get bumped up like this, so I appreciate you. We're here on 1401 East Clement Street,
Yes.
and this is a situation where I represent the landlord. It's a 180-day request for hardship extension. As I mentioned in my letter, the former tenant ceased alcoholic beverage activities on November 25th, 2024. Wanted to preserve the license. He has a new tenant coming in, so we'll anticipate seeing you with a transfer application at some point in the near future. There was some confusion with this case because the current licensee and former tenant received a notice of this letter for this hearing and was concerned because he's currently working on a cruise ship and wasn't able to be here today. But I was able to explain to her mother yesterday that what the purpose of this hearing is for, so that she won't have to fly off that cruise ship in the Caribbean and join us this morning. So thank you.
Well, that's good. Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
Any questions?
All right. Thanks, Mr. Fogelman. On the basis then of your written request of May 16, 2025, and your proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 180-day hardship extension for this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and testimony, letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension of 180 days.
Based on your May 16th letter and proffer made today, I also vote to approve your request for hardship extension of this B beer, wine, and liquor license for 180 days.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Tyler Hoke, Hero Restoration LLC, trading as Park Bench Pub, 1747 through 49 Belt Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705B. Please come forward.
Again, Stephen W. Fogel on behalf of the applicant. Clients sometimes don't fully understand that when you get a transfer, it's a race against time. It's not time to really take your sweet time and make sure everything's perfect. But in this case, they are approaching the end of the inspections period and should be able to open this place within the additional 90 days from May 20th. So thank you.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
Thank you. On the basis then, again, of your written request of May 16, 2025, and your proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this Class BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material, testimony, and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on your May 16th letter, proffer made today, I also vote to approve this 90-day request for a transfer hardship extension of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
No
Thank
exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Hishab Dahal and Larry Lair, Fred and Margie's LLC, trading as Fred and Margie's, 3603 through 05 Fairhaven Avenue, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a transfer hardship extension on the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1705B. Please come forward.
Thank you again, Stephen W. Fogel on behalf of the applicants. You approved this transfer on November 7th. Had to be completed by May 6th. So on that date, we requested the additional 90 days. These applicants are very close to finishing the transfer, but needed this additional time to do so. In fact, I know that they're planning to bring all the documents in today, but I reminded them that they need to get one of the city resident fingerprinted before they can do that. So that literally will be the last holdup, will be the fingerprinting of the applicant. So I would say within 10 days, this one should be done.
Where do they do that?
Right, 6776 Reisterstown Road in the Reisterstown Plaza Mall. And got a little food court, $5 Chinese food, and you wait your 30 minutes. It's better than the MVA. I'll put it that way.
Go ahead.
Yeah. On a personal note, is Marge still around? I mean,
She sure
still on
is.
the second floor?
I don't know if she's still living second floor, but because I think she's got a place in the county and she's spending tons of time with her grandchildren.
Oh, okay.
And I know she finances her granddaughter's private education, so she's spending a lot of time with them.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
No, I don't.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fogelman. On the basis then of your written request of May 6, 2025, and your proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material, testimony, and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on your May 6th letter, proffer made today, also vote to approve this request for a 90-day transfer hardship extension of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
OK Lawler, HBS Enterprise, Inc., trading as Sugar Hill Tavern, 2361 Druid Hill Avenue, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type, by failing to open the tavern area for on-site consumption when the packaged goods area was open and operating on March 5th, 2025. Please come forward.
Good morning, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the licensee, OK Lawler, who's standing to my left.
Good morning. Is this going to be an admission or denial?
It's an admission, Your Honor.
Do you want to proffer?
Yes, I do. Here we are again. Miss Lawler, you may remember she had a roof with a problem that caused her to close down the bar. We paid her, she paid her fine for the violation. I think that was in like January or something. Since then, we have tried unsuccessfully, quite frankly, to locate the community association in which she resides and her bar resides. We reached out to Councilman Torrance's office and said, look, she's getting old. She would like to convert to an A7 license, to which we were told, no problem, as long as the community supports it. And I went to several community associations and they said, oh no, we're just 2 blocks away from her and we're having a problem finding the appropriate community association and whether or not it even exists. That said, the alternative solution here, because eventually she would like to go A7. It's less complicated, an operation for a solo employee operation. In the meantime, James Price, who's behind me, has come on to be the bar manager and to be the dedicated server and manager of the bar to keep the bar open at all times while the store is open. And I believe the roof repair is underway, and this, I'm praying, will be the last time that you see her for this charge.
Can we swear Agent Perez?
You swear affirm and apply
I do.
So was this the first time that you had been back there since the January violation?
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. This was the first time after that specific violation that was here in January. After that instance, I've been to the location an additional 2 times.
And is the tavern operating?
It's non-operational still, however, there has been significant improvement as far as the repairs.
Okay. So this gentleman behind you, he hasn't started yet, or?
No, sir, because the roof.
I'm sorry, we have to swear you in.
You swear affirm and apply that the answers that you give and the statements that you make to be the truth and the truth.
Yes, I do.
Your state, spell your name.
My name is James Price, J-A-M-E, excuse me, James T. Thomas, Thomas, Price, Price.
Okay, Mr. Price, go ahead, please.
Yes, so I received a call from her recently, approximately a week ago, and stating that she needs me to come in and run her bar for her. So, but in the meanwhile, upon going there, I saw that there was a leak in the roof, which I also do that type of work. So my uncle and I went on top of the roof. Somebody had just recently repaired the roof, but they did a shabby job. So it's leaking all over the place. They covered up the pipe that goes from like the bathroom, it has to have. So it just need a whole new roof. So we're in the process of repairing it now.
And when is it going to be finished?
Approximately, I'm not sure because we have to order some parts. Some parts they don't have in Home Depot, I guess, due to this, the tariffs or whatever. So some parts we can't even get. So, but it should be soon.
Soon meaning
Soon,
in
meaning-
2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month?
Approximately 3 weeks.
Okay, and so there's been no tavern operation since during this entire time?
Yeah, until I was going through the records and I found a violation from September 2024. That was the first time it was notated that it was non-operational.
And as far as you know, nothing since then?
No.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
And let me just say, Your Honor, and Ms. Lawler lives in this community. You're not seeing a lot of underage sales or any kind of disruptive behavior to the community. I mean, this is an important rule and an important law, but just understanding that this is really her only type of violation. She is absolutely affirmatively trying to fix it, and so I appreciate your consideration therein.
Yeah, I see a sales to minor. What was that?
It was a while ago.
It was 18. That was a while back, though, so nothing recent. Yeah. No other questions.
Okay. All right, thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the charging documents, the proffer from counsel, which included an admission of the violation and testimony received, I find a violation of Rule 4.20, small b, prohibited activities by license type on March 5, 2025. In light of all the circumstances, I'd impose a $300 fine and give her 30 days to pay. with the understanding that within the month, the tavern will be up and operating. If we violate after that, we'll probably close you down. Okay?
Right.
Thank you.
Well
Yeah,
received.
Based on material testimony, I agree with the chair's findings of violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type with a fine of $300.
Based on the charging documents, proffer made by counsel in the testimony that was given today, I also find a violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type on March 5th, 2025. I agree with the chairman, $300 fine, 30 days to pay.
Ms. Russell.
Michael Exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, violation report, Agent Perez.
Yes, a question is she going through the process now to a A7?
Well, we're trying to initiate the process, and the process is as you remember, Councilman, we want the community to sign off on it first, and then it's pro forma matter. But until we get in there with what community
Can
association.
the councilman identify the community?
No, in fact, I have an email thread with his chief of staff, and in fact, I got email addresses for 3 community associations, and they all effectively said, not it, not it, not it. So
Fogelman, have you talked to the
Mr.
Pandora?
Accomer was on those emails. Yes.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's a bit of a Rubik's
If nobody wants to claim it, then nobody has an objection.
Cube. That's the way I look at it. And I learned a great lawyer line today from Mr. Price. Approximately, I'm not sure. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bernard Dehane Witches LLC, training as B More to carry a 1731 Eastern Avenue Class D beer and light wine license. Violation of Rule 4.181, alterations on March 25, 2025, expanded their business, including alcoholic beverage sales, into the adjacent property without submitting an expansion application to the board. Please come forward.
Thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the licensee. Licensee is out of town, and I have a letter from Mr. Dehane authorizing Mr. Valentino Sandoval, who's the manager, to proceed today.
Fine. Is it going to be an admission or denial?
Will be an admission.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another cruise? I think Mr. Dehane, he's always on a cruise. I think he lived on a boat the last time I checked. So, well, this is an admission.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Is it better to ask for permission or forgiveness? Well, with Rule 4.18, it is better to ask for permission. We know that here at the Liquor Board. Unfortunately, not all of my clients know that. And that's why I always say, just call me. I'm not going to charge you, and then I can save you having to charge you and having the Liquor Board charge you. And in this case, licensees, when they make alterations, 95% of the time, if not more, it's to make the restaurant nicer. But there's just one problem, and that is that you must notify the Liquor Board and ask permission. And it's as simple as a letter. It's as simple as putting in a new floor plan, inviting an inspector out. And as far as I know, 99 times out of 100, the board says no problem. So it's not that, it's a pretty collaborative mechanism that we have.
Well, if they don't want to pay your fees, they can call us.
Exactly. So it's a pretty collaborative process. But unfortunately, Mr. Dehane and Mr. Sandoval were not aware of that rule. They spent tens of thousands of dollars and improved the restaurant. It's not like a situation. I remember I had one with you where somebody had closed off the bar area in a BD7. This is a D in a restaurant, and it really was more seating and a lot of cosmetic work. That said, it's still alterations.
Have they submitted an application to us now?
I don't know if they have or not at this point, but I know that they will submit the new floor plans, and I know that obviously the inspectors know what it looks like now, and I don't think there's any threat to health or safety. Obviously, it was passed by it was passed by the appropriate authorities with the city. That said, it just was a simple situation where licensees need to make sure they understand that they simply have to ask permission before they do anything substantive to the licensed premises.
Have anything to add, Agent?
No, I don't.
And it's a wonderful place. The community has received them very well. There's no violations whatsoever. They're an asset to Fells Point, and so this was regrettable on their part. Lesson has been learned.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the charging documents, the proffer from counsel, which included an admission, any testimony received, I find a violation of Rule 4.18, small 1, alterations on March 25, 2025. In light of the situation and their clean history, I would impose a $250 fine and give them 30 days to pay.
Yes, based on material testimony provided, I agree with the chair's findings, a violation of Rule 4.181, alterations of fine of $250.
Based on the charging documents proffered made by counsel, testimony given today, I also find that there was a violation of Rule 4.181, alterations on March 25th, 2025. Agree with the chairman also, $250 fine, 30 days to pay.
Ms. Russell?
Call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit number 1, violation report, Agent Perez. 2, authorization letter from licensee.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I'm headed on vacation, coming back early. I'll see you on Thursday, July 10th.
Okay, have fun.
Cheers.
Sam Chang and Ashley Klima, SC Baltimore Hotel LLC, trading as Marriott Inner Harbor, 110 South Utah Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor hotel motel license, violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization on March 31st, 2025, engaging in live entertainment outside without authorization, and violation of Rule 4.071, open containers and illegal possession and consumption of alcoholic beverages. Also on March 31st, 2025, they had several outdoor bars set up in an unlicensed section of the establishment, and a failure to adhere to a requirement that alcohol be served to patrons seated at tables, and patrons leaving the establishment with open containers. Please come forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Flannery Gallagher. I'm an attorney at Rosenberg Martin Greenberg, here on behalf of our client, SC Baltimore Hotel, LLC, trading as the Marriott Inner Harbor.
Will you be admitting or denying, Ms. Gallagher?
We will be admitting.
Okay, do you want to give us, is this an opening day event?
It was, Mr. Chairman. So by way of background, these violations occurred during a special event on opening day, downtown in proximity to Camden Yards. As such, there were big crowds and the venue was busier than anticipated. On that day, our client was understaffed for the crowds that arrived, and there was consequently a breakdown in communication among staff about what was permitted, leading to these violations. Our client apologizes for the oversight and commits to addressing these in the future.
There hasn't been much to celebrate since then at Camden.
Unfortunately, we can only hope for the best.
Want to be sworn in, please? Raise your right hand.
Yes. Agent Chase, Baltimore City Liquor Board.
Agent, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No.
Okay. You?
No.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the charging documents, the proffer from counsel and testimony, including the admissions, I find a violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization, and a violation of Rule 4.07, small 1, open containers and illegal possession and consumption of alcoholic beverages, all occurring on March 31, 2025. In light of all the circumstances and the evidence presented, I'd impose a $300 fine as to each of these and give them 30 days to pay.
Yes, based on material testimony provided, I agree with the chair's findings. A violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization, $300, and also the violation of Rule 4.071, open containers and illegal possession and consumption of alcoholic beverages, $300.
Based on the charging documents proper made by counsel with the admission, also find that there was a violation of Rule 4.14, live entertainment without authorization, and a violation of Rule 4.071, open containers and illegal possession and consumption of alcoholic beverages. Both of those were on March 31st, 2025. Also agree $300 fine for each of those, 30 days to pay.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, violation report, Agent Chase. Exhibit 2 through 8, photos.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie S.O. and John S.O., SNS Liquor Corporation, trading as SNS Liquor, 2135 East North Avenue. Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Violation of Rule 3.034, records on March 25th, 2025, failure to provide a trader's license. Violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type on March 25th, 2025, failing to open the tavern area for on-site consumption when packaged good area was open and operating. Violation of Rule 3.08B, sanitation and safety, also on March 25th, 2025, unsanitary conditions. And finally, violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations on March 25th, 2025, failing to properly utilize the three-compartment sink. Please come forward.
Good morning, sir. What is your name?
John O.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Oh, you already sworn.
You swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be true.
I'd like to-
Good morning, Mr. O. Would you like to admit and explain these violations or deny them?
I plead guilty, and I got an update on the trade license on the phone. I took a picture of it, and I did clean all the bar area. Like it was unwell because I did due to my health condition. I wasn't working, and I being honestly lazy and all that. But I took a longer time to clean out the area. So it's right now it's all the bar areas clean and put all the chair back.
Has the health department been back there?
I'm sorry.
Has the health department been back?
No.
Is your sink working properly?
Yeah.
Have you been back, Agent?
Not recently.
So nobody's been there since March 25.
We served this first summons at the end of May. However, the conditions were fairly the same as the date of this violation.
So when did they get corrected, Mr. O?
I'm sorry.
When did you correct these things?
By last week.
And you didn't have anybody come back and look at them?
No. I took a picture of it and could let you see.
Picture of the trader's license, is that what you're talking about?
Trade license and clean the bar area.
You mind showing it to the agent so he can take a look? Does it look satisfactory, Agent?
It does. All the personal items that were on top of the bar has been removed, as long as all the storage that was sitting in the bar area is clean.
Do you think he's corrected? And the trader's license looks?
The trader's license, I was able to verify that in person on my visit in May.
All right. Commissioners have any questions?
I don't. No questions.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. On the basis then of the materials contained in the charging documents, the testimony received, including the admission by Mr. O, I find a violation of Rule 3.03 small 4 records, a violation of Rule 4.20 small b prohibited activities by license type, violation of Rule 3.08b sanitation and safety, and a violation of Rule 3.09 small 2 restroom facilities and health regulations, all occurring on March 25, 2025. Since the last time you were in was about 8 years ago, so I'll give you the benefit of that. And it sounds like you've corrected these violations in time for this hearing today. So I'd impose a $150 fine as to each of these violations, and I'd give you 30 days to pay.
Yes, based on material and testimony provided I also agree with the chair's findings of violation of Rule 3.034 records, $150. Violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by the license type, $150. Violation of Rule 3.08B, sanitation and safety, fine of $150. And a violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations with a fine of $150.
Based on the charging documents, testimony given today through an admission, the exhibits that were shown via your telephone, I also find a violation of Rule 3.034 records, violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type, violation of Rule 3.08B, sanitation and safety, violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations, all of those occurring on March 25th of this year. Also agree with the chairman, $150 fine for each of those violations, 30 days of pay.
Ms. Russell?
Technical exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Violation Report, Agent Perez. 2 through 6, photos.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O. And to you folks as well.
Alton C. Peoples, Deepak Padel, and Manju Ranabat, SBD Group LLC, trading as Liquor House and Bar, 3 East North Avenue. Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type on March 26, 2025, failing to open the tavern area for on-site consumption when the packaged good area was open and operating. Please come forward.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadensky, 320 North Charles Street, representing the licensees.
Morning.
Morning.
Do you want to admit or deny, Mr. Finn's?
Well, admit.
Okay. Want to offer an explanation?
Yeah, in this particular case here, the licensees were painting and doing some work in the back, hence all the things were learning. They hadn't got a chance to clean up everything. Actually, they did a pretty nice job, and I'm going to give you some pictures here. Usually I don't get good pictures, but I get them this time. And they understand that they have to have the bar open at all times when the liquor store is open. They haven't had previous violations regarding that. And
yes.
And considering for the where the place is located, it's has a very nice presentation, but for the fact that they didn't have the bar open at the same time.
So why are we receiving all these community organization oppositions to this? Have you received these?
No, I don't get any of those.
The one is from Station North Arts District, asking that they be held accountable for violations. One from Central Baltimore Partnership, the same effect. One from Charles North Community Association. So if they don't have a long history of violations, do you know what's going on, Agent?
I don't know much of the history of this
I mean,
location.
it would have been nice if I would have got them, but I don't get them.
We have conducted several investigations in the past, but they've been successful.
As they say,
That's it.
the young people
Want to
say,
see it?
no clue, no clues, they say. I'll take it.
You can take it back.
Well, they're raising issues that go beyond this violation, which may be better addressed in a protest hearing or something. But
And Mr. Chairman, as you say in Mirabile Dictu, morals to behold, that these letters are dated June 23rd and June 24th, and we're here on June 26th. So, I mean, it would be any way they could apply. But I do agree, and I will share these with the licensee concerning these matters.
yeah, I mean, he should be on notice that apparently he's got people who are upset about his operations, and he could face a serious protest at renewal time, or further complaints that lead to further violations. So you should get together with them. But as to this issue, it's not really addressed in these letters. So, commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
All right. And you were satisfied by the pictures that it's been corrected?
I do.
Okay. On the basis of the materials contained in the charging documents, the proffer from counsel, including the admission of the violation and testimony received, I find a violation of Rule 4.20 small b, prohibited activities by license type occurring on March 26, 2025. I'd impose a $300 fine and give them 30 days to pay.
Yes, based on materials and testimony provided, I agree with the chair's findings of violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by licensee type, with a fine of $300.
Based on the charging documents, proffer made by counsel, also agree with the chairman that there was a violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activity by license type, $300 fine, 30 days of pay.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, violation report, Agent Perez, 2 through 7, photos, 8, letter from Central Baltimore Partnership dated 6/24/25, 9, letter from Station North Arts District dated 6/23/25, 10, Charles North Community Association letter dated 6/23/25, and 11, 5 photos.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Final case for the morning, Broderick, Leon, Graham, and Mamada Ranjikar, I apologize if I mispronounced that, NMP North LLC, trading as Robbie's Nest, 2250 East North Avenue, Class BD7, Beer, Wine, and Liquor License, violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type on March 6, 2025, failing to open the tavern area for on-site consumption when the packaged goods area was open and operating. Violation of Rule 3.09, restroom facilities and health regulations on March 6, 2025, and unsanitary bathroom. Violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations, March 6, 2025. Failing to properly utilize three-compartment sink. Violation of Rule 4.181, alterations on March 7th, 2025, storing alcohol in basement without approval from the board. Please come forward.
Mr. Hurdle, good morning.
Abraham Hurdle, NMP North at 2250 East North Avenue.
These going to be admissions or denials?
I think there's going to be admission to some and not to others.
All right, well, which ones are you admitting?
Alterations. We have some questions about the restrooms, and we're denying any liability, I guess, guilt for 420B, the tavern issue.
Okay. Are you admitting the restroom and sink issues?
The concern that my client has indicated is, my understanding is well, we're going to deny it this time. I just need some clarification what the issue is. My client has indicated one thing, and I just want to get some clarity from the inspector.
Okay. Hector, were you sworn? Yes, they were. Okay. Can I state your name for the record?
Good morning, Inspector Jordan. On March 6th, at approximately 2 p.m., we went out to the location and conducted an inspection. At that time, we found that the bar area was closed. It was locked, and it appeared messy, untidy. Various items were scattered on the surface of the bar. The three-compartment sink was empty. There was no hot water in the building. The bathroom needed to be cleaned and restocked. And at that time, a review of previous inspections revealed that in October and November of 2024, they were warned about the condition of the bathroom in writing during previous inspections. At the completion of the inspection, we issued a violation. We spoke to Mr. Jimmy Cara at that time. On March 7th, we went out there with the Social Club Task Force at approximately 8:30 p.m. At that time, Housing and Fire inspected the location and issued several citations for...
I would object to this testimony at this time.
I'm sorry.
I would object to this testimony at this time.
On what basis?
It's hearsay. They weren't there. They said that the health department allegedly issued a violation, which may or may not still be in dispute, which is not before this board.
Well, we don't determine that anyway, but let's go. Skip ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, a review of their business records revealed that their fire permit was expired. Also, the license stated that they couldn't use the basement for storage, and there was liquor stored in the basement. They were directed to relocate that liquor. And at that time, they were issued citations by fire and health.
Objection.
Well,
We don't know the status of the violation. It may still be pending. It's prejudicial to my case.
I understand you think
And
it
it's
is.
hearsay at this time. It's not a document that's been presented. It's not the best evidence. She's not a health or fire inspector. There are
We're
other
not-
violations
I'm
here.
just saying, we're not determining these issues on the basis of those violations anyway.
I don't think it's probative evidence at this time.
Anything further?
No, there's nothing further.
You have questions for the,
I do. Inspector, you said that the license said they couldn't use the basement for storage. Would it be more accurate to say that it didn't allow them to do that as opposed to prohibiting the use of the basement?
I can review the license. I believe I have a picture of it.
Is there a specific prohibition or is it just not allow the basement?
Their liquor license states use first floor as tavern. And that's all it states, just the first floor as tavern.
You said their restrooms were needing to be clean. Can you?
They were dirty. No, I wouldn't want to use them. I don't think any customer would want to use them. There was they were missing some products in their sanitary products. I believe there was soap missing.
The missing soap?
Yes, but this was. I usually give people a warning for that, but this was the third time that that was brought to their attention.
You said that in your report that the violation for a tavern use indicates that the tavern has to be open at all times. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you attempt to ask to be served in the tavern area?
I didn't, but they didn't challenge the fact that it was not open, and
It's on
it was.
North Avenue, correct?
Yes, and
It's a nice area of town.
I don't know.
It's a challenging part of town, correct?
Yeah, I would say at night, maybe.
Would it be reasonable for them to keep the door locked until a patron asks so people don't wander around?
I could understand that, but at the same time, the 3-compartment sink was not full, and the bar area was in no condition to receive customers at all.
But you're not aware that the bar was closed, it's just the door was locked, but you never asked if they would serve drinks back there.
When I spoke to them about it, they didn't challenge the fact that it was closed. And like I said, the bar area was filled with just random items on top of the bar area. The 3-compartment sink wasn't full. The bathroom wasn't ready for customers. It just didn't appear open.
Do you know if they got a delivery that day, which is why the bar was full?
The bar was full of just random construction wires. I have pictures here. Just random items.
I have nothing further at this time.
anything else?
Just in closing,
Go ahead.
it sounds as if there was a concern with regards to the restrooms. I'm concerned that the liquor board's violating people for not having, it sounds like hand soap in the bathroom is what it appears to be the issue in question. The alterations, it certainly sounds as if they were storing things in the basement, and we will address that issue. I've spoken to my client about that. It appears to have been an oversight when the application was filed to have the storage in the basement, which is a common item on the application. With regards to the tavern being open, there's no indication that anybody was prohibited or not allowed or disallowed from using the tavern. The door was locked. The challenging part of town, we don't want people wandering through. It's the client's policy. Anybody who asks to be served is served. There's no indication that they were asked if they're allowed to be served in the back or if anybody or patrons are allowed to be served in the back. I don't think there's any testimony today indicating that the tavern is closed and not being operated the same hours as the packaged goods area.
Anything else?
No.
Commissioners?
No questions.
Okay. Thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the charging documents and the testimony received, as well as the arguments from counsel, I find a violation of Rule 4.20 small b, prohibited activities by license type, violation of Rule 3.09, restroom facilities and health regulations, violation of Rule 3.09 small 2, restroom facilities and health regulations, and a violation of Rule 4.18 small 1 alterations occurring on March 6th and 7, 2020 25. There's no history of violations, so I'd impose a $150 fine as to each of these and give them 30 days to pay.
Yes. Based on material and testimony provided, I agree with the chair's findings of violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibit activities by license type with a fine of $150. Violation of Rule 3.09, restroom facilities and health regulations with a fine of $150. Violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations with a fine of $150. And violation of Rule 4.181, alterations with a fine of $150.
Based on the charging documents proffer made by counsel, testimony that was given today, you've heard all your arguments that were made very nicely today, counsel. I still do find a violation of Rule 4.20B, prohibited activities by license type, violation of Rule 3.09, restroom facilities and health regulations, violation of Rule 3.092, restroom facilities and health regulations, and a violation of Rule 4.181, alterations, all on March 6, 2025, $150 fine for each violation, 30 days of pay.
Thank you, Russell.
I'd like to close exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit number 1, violation report, Inspector Jordan, 2 through 6 photos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll be excused.
You may.
There being no further business before this board, the board is in recess until Thursday, July 10, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. We're adjourned.
Thank you, everyone. Larry, you almost had a perfect game last night.
One time we were saying we weren't getting enough